First thing we want to do is use some anti-seize or molybdenum lubricant. This is real good to use on spark plugs and different things that you don't want to seize up. I've used my Q-tip right here, and I put a little bit on top of the valves where these shims will go. There's one shim for each one. Honda sells a lot of different sizes or thicknesses. The reason that we have these shims, and this is for the big valve right here, which will be your intake, and it goes right on the top right there, just like that. And I used, like I said, I've used a little bit of the molybdenum, and what that does is it actually acts like a glue a little bit. Not really, but just it'll hold it in place. And there's for our exhaust right there. And the arm pushes down on that to open and close the valve. The reason we have the shims right there is with the motor heating up and cooling down, you can see right here, you want to have so much space between the valve and the arm. You want the valve to open and then close and have a little tiny bit of gap between the arm right there and the valve, so there's no pressure on the valve. And what happens is the valve heats up, the arm heats up, everything expands a little bit, and at that point you want to have probably zero gap of tolerance for this. So then we take the intake, and you can tell that's the one with the little O-ring on it, and it's hollow. It's got a couple of little dealies right there, and we'll put that on this side. Goes in right here. You can see it's got a little gap there. We start to go in on that, and then we need to put the arm on, the rocker arm, and the little end goes against here. So this is where it gets tricky with one hand. And of course, after you put this on, there's nothing that holds this in. Okay, there's no magical bolts or tie downs or anything like that. We push that through, and I put some molybdenum on there. You can see where it starts to hit right here. Then what I have to do is take the little spring and put it right down in here, and hopefully the whole thing will work nicely while pushing in. There we go. You want to go all the way in with that. You can see how the valve hits. It'll push that down in time. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, let's see. So we'll take the exhaust one, and of course it's nice and cold and things like that. We'll push that through just a little bit. Now the spring starts on this side, so we'll push a little bit more, and we'll put the spring on right here. We'll push it a little bit more, and we'll get the rocker arm. Remember that the small part of the arm, this goes onto the valve, and this part rides on the camshaft right here. So it's kind of a tricky dance to get this right in order without doing everything. I can imagine being one-handed, that would suck. So I want to push that out just a tiny bit and kind of put a little English on there and see if I can Yeah, look at that. I got it to work. Look at that. It's even pushing out a little bit. Okay, that's all the way in. This part right here, where it's got a little curve on it. No, I mean a little edge. This part right here fits on it. So what we have to do is take this little half circle and fix it. And you do that by turning it. If I can get it to work on camera with my hand like this, it'd be nice. We turn it. Come on, turn, damn it. Shit. Just like that. Okay, it's turned just like that. Now we've got the rocker arms built. The next thing to do is take the camshaft, put a little bit of molybdenum on the rockers, or the cam lobes. That's what these are called. This is a lobe and that's a lobe. And we'll put it in there, and that'll be done. So I'm going to do that 2 hands.